Buongiorno, buonasera, ciao. No, I really don't speak Italian, but did I fool you? Allora. Anyway, after COVID postponed our planned trip to Italy in 2020 and 2021, my wife and I finally made it there in early October 2022. We started our week-long visit with a couple of days in Venice, which included a tour of a glass-blowing factory, a visit to the areas around the Piazza San Marco, St. Mark's. That's our amazing tour guide, Carla, in front of the King Emmanuel Monument in Venice. And we had a very nice half-hour gondola ride. And how about that sunset? Next stop, Florence, a beautiful city with lots of terrific sights, including the Duomo. Lots of statues and churches everywhere. Although I've got to say the shower in our hotel room was rather odd. Just a little dividing wall thing that does nothing to stop water from going all over the floor. Very strange. By the way, who knew there was a Hotel California in Florence, Italy? I never checked in, so I was able to leave, fortunately. Florence is in Italy's Tuscan region, and so is nearby San Gimignano, home to the Piazza della Cisterna, numerous medieval towers, some great gelato shops, and, oh yeah, wineries. We enjoyed a wonderful wine tasting event at Tenuta Torsiano. Some real good wine there, as you might expect. Actually bought a couple of bottles. And, oh, I ran into Jersey Joe Piscopo at that winery. How about that? After busing back to Florence, we walked up a couple of never-ending hills with our new friends, Kim and Rob, to enjoy a beautiful sunset looking out from the Piazza Michelangelo. That evening's dinner then at Osteria Filetto d'Oro was quite tasty. Pica alla carbonara for me. Our final few days of the trip were spent in Rome and included extensive tours of the Colosseum and the remains of the Forum, a couple of thousand years of history there in ancient Rome. By the way, our local tour guide for that day's activities, Alexia, was fantastic. Kind of cute, too, but don't tell my wife I said that. Later, most of our tour group went on a nighttime walking tour of Rome. Among the sights, the legendary 18th century Trevi Fountain, seen in classic movies like Roman Holiday, La Dolce Vita, and most notably, 3 Coins in the Fountain. Of course, no trip to Italy would be complete without a visit to Vatican City and sites including the Sistine Chapel and St. Peter's Basilica. Even if you're not religious, and spoiler alert, I'm not, it's all pretty impressive. Oh, that evening's dinner at a place in Rome called Il Tunel was probably my favorite of the trip. Penne al salmone, pasta with salmon, cream, and either wine or vodka. Italy is known for its tasty dishes and wines, but as a beer guy, well, I felt obligated to try as many Italian beers as I possibly could, and I certainly did. These, all pictured here, were decent, but none of them blew me away. My 2 absolute favorites, well, the runner-up, Peroni Cruda, which is either a Pilsner or a pale lager, 4.7% ABV, and number 1, Birra Menabrea Ambrata, brewed in Brella, Italy, a premium amber classic lager, 5% ABV, which has a slight toffee or caramel flavor to it. So there you have it. Lots of history and amazing sights up and down Italy. Well worth visiting if you haven't been there. And if you decide to go as part of a tour group, I can heartily recommend Go Ahead Tours. We used them in 2017 for our trip to the UK and again this year for this Italy trip, and they were fantastic both times. Arrivederci.